Time for the Divine Medium with Christina Watts. Live from thedivinemedium.com. Connect direct in North America. You look like live from NBC, the top of the Empire State Building studio. All right, get ready. You are live now.
Live with audience on Facebook. You can go to Facebook on the Divine Medium and join in on the live feed and watch live, or keep watching on the A1R. A little background that you guys are learning about me is that I did pass away in 2009, and I am giving you guys answers for things that you have been searching for all your life. I was there for a very long time, and I have the answers that you're seeking. So we are going to answer some of those questions. Now, a question that was presented to me with a client today during a reading was she didn't understand how her loved one could be everywhere. She could understand the concept of God being everywhere, but she couldn't understand her loved one being everywhere. And the concept that you guys have to understand is if God made you in his image and he can be everywhere, so can you. That concept isn't separated at all. So your loved one can be doing another life and still be with you, still be with grandma, still be with mom, doing a lecture in heaven. Your soul is like an atom, and it breaks up into little particles, and it can go everywhere. So your loved one doesn't technically leave you. And they kind of laugh because you guys go to graves, and I guess you guys are expecting them to be sitting on a tombstone, kicking their feet. And they're not doing that. They're literally in the car going to the gravesite with you. Okay, so they're with you all the time. Somebody asks, can you talk about soul retrieval and how to regenerate soul pieces? And it goes more into further depth when it's referred to as a thought that our life now progresses. The hurtful past episodes keep a piece of our soul there in that past hurt, so we're losing bits. No, you don't lose bits of your soul. Because all of that has to kind of go with you in the transition area or the hall of knowledge, where you're going to review it in what's called a life review. The life review is you feeling everything you felt as well as everyone else around you. So it's almost like, let's say, for example, this is your loved one, okay? And this is you, and maybe the dynamic between the two of you wasn't really great. So you're going to feel what you felt, and you're going to feel your loved one what they felt. So it's almost like you switched roles, and you're going to feel what you did to yourself, okay? So you being the other person. Hope you guys can understand that. And the purpose of the life review is not God judging you, but you judging yourself. Because I don't think you're going to learn anything if somebody's standing there going, you did this, 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 and this wrong. It's going to feel more real if you're in the moment and you're feeling it and you're going, I shouldn't have did that, because you're going to feel what the other person felt, the whole point of it. And she said to me, well, if this is a school, why would God create this like non-reality? Because it's kind of like reading a book, okay? You read the book and it's a story, it's great, okay? But you're only absorbing the words. You're not absorbing the experience. It's not until you go into the book and actually experience the story for itself that you're making it a reality to your soul. You're taking on the experience as real. So yeah, this might all be faked, but it's still real to your soul by learning the experiences, and that's what makes it important. And I don't think that she was understanding that concept, and that's okay. I love that. I get souls like this coming to me, wanting this thirst for learning. It's amazing to me that they just want to keep learning no matter how hard it gets. Do we adapt to have the same personality, likes or dislikes, as our lead spirit guide? You can. You can tend to pick spirit guides that are similar to your personality. I've seen that before. Or you can have total opposites, like me and Maria. Maria's like very, don't do that, and I'm like, I'm going to go do that. So, there you
go. Crystal question about how to cleanse. Okay, a lot of people think that you have to use like sage or put them in salt or put them in salt water. But because crystals are a perfect geometric pattern, they are not unbalanced. They have a perfect geometric pattern, whereas we ourselves have a whole bunch of geometric patterns going on with our liver, our hearts, our throat, our eyes, all this stuff. There's different geometric patterns. And basically, you don't have to technically cleanse it. I think when people think of saging or putting it in salt water, I think it's more of an intimate cleansing. You're trying to bond with that crystal and get to know it, and that's great. You guys should continue doing that if you feel like you want to cleanse the crystal. But basically, it's just getting it to its regular vibration, and you can just simply, and I know that was probably loud for my radio listeners, but that is what's called a singing bowl. And basically, you just tap it and play, and you can even go on YouTube and look up, and it's free, singing bowls, and just play singing bowls all day for them. That's what we do in the shop. We just put a speaker in the middle of the room, we play singing bowls, and they all just get retuned. A crystal's not unbalanced, it just retunes itself by the singing bowls, okay? It just vibrates at its regular vibration. Now, the difference between sodalite and lapis, a lot of people get it mixed up because they do look very much identical in the colors. What you're gonna find in lapis is little pyrite pieces. So you're gonna see little tiny gold specks all through the crystal. That's how you distinguish its lapis from sodalite, okay? Basically what negative ions are, if you've ever gone to the beach, you know how amazing it feels to put your feet in the sand, put your feet in the water. Any type of area like this, or maybe on a high mountaintop where it's really breezy and there's, a nice air flowing and the trees are green and it's serene. These are places that have negative ions. And what negative ions are, they are just a high vibrational area that make you feel amazing and kind of just uplift your spirit. That's what selenite and Himalayan lamps do. I have them placed all over the house. I have them in every room. And they just give comforts and serene feels to them. Himalayan also purifies the air. So let's say, for example, there's a cold going around the house and you don't want to catch it. It will cleanse the air that it's in. So a great place to have a selenite and a Himalayan is in your bedroom. The selenite will actually help you with nightmares and calming down nightmares, while as your Himalayan will take care of asthma, cold issues, anything that you're having issues with the air, purifying the air.
When the veil is thinning and the more it thins out, you are going to start seeing things you didn't see before. Planets are going to start surfacing. Way back when, okay, years and years and years ago, before Christ was even here, there was planets here, and they were being seen from Earth before the veil really got really, really thick, okay? There was actually a planet that was going around Pluto, and I believe it was called Juno at the time. And I have it in my notes here, but from what I gathered and remembered them telling me, it was called, I believe it was called Juno, and it was a planet that was actually going around Pluto, and now we don't really see that. And that's the veil covering that up. But as soon as the veil starts thinning back out again, you're going to have all these different things showing. All these realms, and it's kind of like this, you kind of have all of these realms blending, okay? So all these realms are blending. They're not up, they're not down, so maybe this is the fairy realm, this is the mermaid realm, this is Earth in the middle, but they're all blending. So if the veil thins out, you're going to start seeing these other realms coming to light and blending with our world. Heaven and earth are blending. Heaven is not up, heaven is not down. It is blending, just like all the other realms are, okay? And there's more than just earth. There's other places you can go. There is only learning. You don't want to see things as right or wrong. But choosing an option is how you're going to learn. How you choose is how you're going to learn. So if you're not technically happy with something, don't feel regretful, change it. That's the whole point of this. It's your life. It's your life review you're going to have to experience after you pass. So take it as it is. If you don't like something, change it. Every day you make decisions which can change your soul contract at any point in time. Your soul contract, just real quick, is on your hand. All these lines, your soul contract's on your hand. What you could have been doing as opposed to what you are doing. And I'm going to suggest you guys do a challenge. Take a picture of your hands and maybe say 6 months later, take the pictures again, and then compare the pictures. I guarantee these lines are going to change. This is from Jessica Shank. Can a loved one that passed be one of your guides? Yes and no, and I'll tell you why. Let's say, for example, Grandpa dies at age 5. You're at age 5 and Grandpa dies. There's those 5 years that you would be unguided if your grandfather was your guide. So that's not going to work. It would have to be somebody that you didn't know in this lifetime. They have to be there from the time that you create your soul contract to the very past the end when you go back to heaven. So it can't be somebody you know in this lifetime. Tammy Webb. I'm loving Tammy Webb's questions. Do your feelings here for people carry over with you when you pass, and do you have those same feelings for the same souls? Okay, now this actually reminds me of the reading I did today. And she was asking kind of the same question. Is he going to remember me? Is he going to have the same feelings for me when I cross? And yes, it's going to be in a different kind of dynamic, okay? So what you're going to have is a soul that remembers the life, remembers the feelings, but then also remembers all the past lives you had with them. Okay, it's a soul recognition. They're going to recognize you here, all the past lives you had with them, and all the dynamics and the relationship dynamics you had with them in those past lives. So it's a different kind of feeling. Because what I find when here on Earth, when I came back here, was a lot of people like to kind of put the soul in like a cup, okay, and contain it into one little section and area, that this is you, and when you go to heaven, you're going to have these feelings for these certain people. When you're going to have feelings for all kinds of people, not just the ones you've had here, okay? And you don't want to stick your soul into a little container. Your soul's not meant to be in a container. It's meant to be free and learn multiple things at multiple levels. You don't want to contain it in a small space, okay? Okay, Melissa Reed, she asks the best questions. I can't take it a little bit. So if I'm watching ghost adventures of some kind of ghost huntings on TV, can those things cross over into people's homes through just watching TV? This is such a good question. This is why I love Melissa Reed. Okay, so basically, you have energy that will go anywhere. So let's say, for example, you suddenly are thinking of Grandma, okay, and then you suddenly feel something in the room, and then something happens, okay? This is you calling in your grandmother, okay? You're purposely pushing her in your mind. Now, if you just suddenly are just washing dishes, okay, and suddenly you think of Grandma, that's Grandma doing that to you, okay? She's placing the thought of herself in your mind to kind of say, hey, I'm in the room, don't freak out if something moves or makes a noise, okay? So when you watch ghost adventures, if it's happening in real time, okay, if this is something really happening in real time, you can pull in these things, okay? That's why after a show, you're kind of like, what's that? What's that? Okay? You're pulling these things in, because where you think or where you pull energy in is where it's going to follow. It's just like picking a soulmate that kind of repeats lives with you, like that favorite grandma that you loved ends up being your mom or ends up being your sister. In each life, they change roles because, again, you guys are actors in an acting play, and you're playing out a life lesson. You're learning let's just say this is your life book in heaven, okay? And there's different sections or chapters in your book. So your first life is here in your book, okay? And then let's go a few more pages, and there's your second life, okay? This is how this works. Each chapter is going to be different people, maybe the same people playing different roles. It's whoever you're drawn to is going to be in your storybook, okay? Maybe you want to pull in new characters. Maybe you want to pull out not so great characters. Let's say you don't get along with somebody and you don't want to repeat a life with them. So you sit back and you go over the life review when you both pass and you go, we didn't get along so great. I don't think I want to do this again with you. I want to pick somebody else. And maybe you should pick somebody else because this isn't working. And you guys can do that. You have that power to do that. Okay? You have that free will. You always have free will attached. Okay? There is some realms you don't have free will. But this life you do, and in heaven you do. You can choose for yourself. God just sits back and goes, grow, learn, keep going, understand love, understand why I love, and understand what I've created here. Don't give up, keep going. Because each time you give up on a life, you're just going to have to come back and repeat it again, okay? Or repeat and repeat until you pass. You can't get to 5th grade until you pass 4th, okay? So if you don't like something, change it. Don't wait around for somebody to change it for you.